Hey, the only reason I'm making this particular video is it ties in with another video that I did, and that one you can find on my channel Real, R-E-A-L, or R-E-E-L. And the title of that video is A Spiritual Entity on Film in the movie The Big Lebowski. So you can see the title of the particular video, and you can also see the channel called Real, R-E-A-L, or R-E-E-L. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play in the background this particular video, and it concerns towards the end of the movie The Big Lebowski, where they have a ceremony in honor of Donnie, one of their friends who died suddenly of a heart attack. And they are scattering his ashes. And something appears in the background, and by the background I mean up here in the sky. Not the cliff, but in the sky. And it comes floating across. Now it's not a drone, it's not an airplane, and it's not a bird or a seagull. It appears to be a spiritual entity. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the soundtrack, and I may jump back to it a little bit, but I'm going to go into some images. So I'm going to start the soundtrack of this particular video that I made, and I'm going to go to some other images and sort of talk over my own video. Okay, you're watching The Big Lebowski in reverse. The last scene, not the last scene, but the scene where they are extolling the virtues of Donnie, who died, and they're sprinkling his ashes out in the ocean water. And I want to show you something very interesting. In fact, it just went by you, but I'm going to stop it and then explain to you what to watch for. I'm going to put it in slow motion. Okay, it's in slow motion right now. Okay, so rather than watching that, I'm taking you to these particular images here of cameras or photographs or home movies or whatever of individuals that have captured something on film. Now back a long time ago, folks would call them UFOs, and I'm not going to call it a UFO. I'm going to basically say some kind of an entity. Okay? Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera adjusted here. I'm not very good at making videos, in case you haven't noticed. And my videos could be polished and edited and, you know, spend hours and hours and hours making them, but I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do that, because I don't have the time, and not only that, I lack the expertise. So if that bothers you, I do apologize. I've had some comments like that, and I understand, but I'm not extremely technological in my skills. So these are photos that people have captured through time, and they do present something to us. What is that? I don't know. And I just wanted to talk to you about something that happened in my life. And this would have been maybe 5 years ago. I lived in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I lived in that section called the Shenandoah Valley, and I lived particularly higher in the altitude called the Blue Ridge Mountains. And yes, it was a mountain region, and yes, I lived with mountain people. At the time I didn't realize I was living with mountain people, and there is sort of a difference between rural people and mountain people. It's a whole nother video, but anyhow, I do not do drugs recreational at all, and I'm not really a drinker. I don't condemn people if they do, but I'm not a drinker, so I want to clarify I was not drunk. I was not doing drugs or anything. I was just living my normal life. And at the time I had a dog, a very large dog, 85 pounds, and occasionally I would take him outside late at night if he needed to use facilities, the outdoor facilities. So it was probably about, I would say, maybe 11:30 p.m. It was either spring or summer or early fall. I didn't have a coat on, and I remember that. And lo and behold, I looked up in the sky and I saw two orbs. Now I'm talking about orbs, floating light. The orbs were probably about a half a mile above me, and they floated down the country road. And then these two orbs settled in a particular spot, and then they disappeared. Now, I have only told one person that story because I know what happens when you tell people things like this. They immediately want to tag on you some title like you're a psychotic, or you had a psychotic episode, or your mind's playing tricks on you, or oh, you must have been high on something, or you like to make things up. You name it, they will pin it on you, okay? So be privileged. You're hearing a story from me that is true. And my eyes verified it. Something existed on that day, that evening, that night. It was close to midnight when I was out with my dog. I didn't go out stargazing. I didn't go out looking for something. I wasn't a ghost hunter. I was just a regular, ordinary person who was taking his dog out. And I saw something similar to what this movie showed. Now it's going to occur on the hillside, on his right, our left, okay, way up on that hilltop. You're going to see something. So I'm going to zero in on that. Okay, you're in position to see it. Keep watching. It's going to come from that hilltop on the left. Okay, those of you that want fast, short, concise videos, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm not the best at that, and if you just hang in there with me, like I say, I'll try to show you a lot, tell you a lot, give me my best. Now, what I'm trying to say in this video is what is being shown in this film, I can verify with my two eyes. Now, I didn't ask you if you believe me. You don't have to. I'm just stating openly what I saw. I have never seen anything like that in my life. What I'm describing to you happened to me on that night when I was outside with my dog. And I have not seen anything like it ever since. This is a once, perhaps in a lifetime, unique encounter. You know, close encounters of the third kind. Do these entities exist? Yes, they do. The Bible tells us they do. Do people want to believe they exist? No. But here's the weird thing.
Put it on regular speed.
People will believe in good angels, and they will go crazy over good angels.
On the left.
But if you bring up the subject of bad angels,
it's in the far left, and it's approaching.
They don't want to believe.
Very slow speed, so you can watch it.
Okay, here it comes, whatever it is. It's in your left-hand corner, above the hillside, and in the sky.
Very slow speed, far left, on the hilltop.
Above the hilltop.
What is it? What?
Okay, I don't see any propeller blades, and I don't see anything in the shape of a drone, and it doesn't appear to be a bird, a hawk, a seagull, okay? Now, what I'm showing on this film is very similar to what I saw at night. Now, I had the privilege of seeing a little bit of color in the orbs. But during the daylight, you probably will not see color manifesting. So this might be in the category of an orb. And an orb is some type of spiritual entity that exists in the spiritual realm. And I'm not talking the friendly realm. I'm not talking about angels God sends to help people. I'm talking about the devil's realm. Okay? Now, as I said, in life, if you mention good angels, you will get about 90% of the population ready to talk to you. If you mention bad angels, evil spirits, most people will flee from the subject. But not me. I'm willing to take it on.
Is it? This is right in the movie. It doesn't appear to be a drone or anything of that nature.
Okay, it's on slow speed. In the film, I'm trying to adjust it for you.
I know most people like to have things done very quickly. And I know one of the things about my videos are not done too professionally. But nevertheless, if you bear with me, I can show you a lot of things.
Okay, it's right near his eye now, his sunglasses. Whatever it is.
Okay, we're going to go backwards.
Okay, now what I suggested in the video that I'm making the video over is that yes, it is a spiritual entity, and that what we just saw, the scattering of ashes, was indeed true. Of course, they were not the ashes of Donnie, the fictional character. I was suggesting the possibility they were the ashes of someone who was sacrificed to the devil and then cremated. That's what I'm suggesting. Now again, I use the word suggesting. I cannot prove it to you. In fact, any of my videos, I cannot prove to you anything. And I'm not going to try to. I'm just going to try to share with you my insights in my life, and even at times match my personal experience with what I'm recording on film for you. Now it's going to go backwards on you here. So watch from his eye. It'll go back to where it came from.
You can see it in reverse.
That's his hair fluttering around.
There it is. You saw it? Okay, that's backwards. Now we'll go.
Okay, so basically, this whole idea, and I put my video on silence so you can watch it go forwards again. Basically, if you talk about what are called orbs, they're kind of like balls of light. Almost like, if you can imagine, like a cannonball of, say, Civil War era, that there's some type of a cannon shooting a ball of light. Now, it's just a ball of light. It has no physical substance. All right? So you can't go up to it and touch it. Because if you put your hand on it, your hand would go through it. And it would be around your hand. Okay? It's not touchable. But nevertheless, it is some type of manifestation of evil. Now, back to the whole thought and theory that everything is electrical. There's a lot to be said about that, okay? So that even the spiritual realm, the evil spiritual realm, possibly is completely electrical. And by that I mean that the entities can manifest themselves in ways that might surprise you, such as jarring and rattling a table that has no human contact, such as moving objects that are not being touched by anyone and have no magnetic forces on them, whatever. And that seems to happen in the Ouija game, the Ouija board. Okay? There's a power. There's almost like electrical force. Now, I've never used a Ouija board. I have no intention of, but I've read about them, and I've heard about them. There is a power. There is a force that gets hold of a hand and does something. So, possibly these orbs and possibly these entities do have extreme electrical properties. Now, Jesus Christ, when he died on the cross, he disarmed the powers and principalities. Colossians chapter 2. When Jesus Christ died on the cross, he triumphed over them. When Jesus Christ died on the cross and rose from the dead, he settled it completely. None of these powers can have any power over you or me, only provided you are in Christ and you take on the full armor of God. So I want to say that absolutely very strongly. If you've been listening to me, I don't fool with them, and neither should you. And I'm just trying to do my best to show you, the viewers, a few things about the hoax-lie system. But remember, Christ defeated it when he died on the cross, and he triumphed over the hoax-lie system. He triumphed over the powers of evil. He defeated the devil, and he defeated the world. And that is the way you get out of all of this, by trusting in Jesus Christ. Thank you for watching.